Hello, I am Mr. Dwayne.
And I am Amazing Jane.
Yes, she is. And today we are going to talk about chords. We're going to talk about the major chord from a basic triad, the structure of a chord, where the chord comes from, and then maybe play an example of the chord. We're going to do C major. Sound good?
No.
All right. Well, let's start with a chart.
Alright.
So you can see, what is a chord?
Well, a chord is three or more notes, right? Played, three or more notes played together.
In unison, that's right.
Unison.
Unison means at the same time.
Yeah.
So, three or more notes makes a chord.
Which is sort of limiting on the ukulele because there's only 4 strings.
There's only 4 strings, but there's a lot of frets.
Yeah, there's a lot of frets.
Yeah, so with a chord, 3 or more, what is just 2 notes? Is that a chord?
No, that's a harmony.
It's a harmony, that's right. And then 1 note is?
Just a note.
It's a note, it's a tone. All right, so with that in mind, we're going to talk about the C chord, and that is the tonic chord, the root chord, or the 1 chord of the C scale. And the reason that we talk about the C, usually when we're starting out in music, is that on the piano, if you start off on the note C and you play only the white keys, you are in the C major scale. And you don't have to use any black keys in order to stay in the major scale.
So all the white keys are the C scale?
If you start on C, yes. If you start on another one, well, then you're in a mode of C. But that is way outside the context of this video. So,
sorry.
No worries. So in the C scale, the C starts on C, obviously.
Yeah.
So in the C scale, obviously it starts on C, and then it has D, E, F, G,
A.
And then G is the end of the musical alphabet, right?
Yeah.
So we have to start back over. A, B, and then we're back to C.
But isn't C an octave higher?
Yes, going from the C to a C is an octave. And what does, you know what octave means?
No.
Right? It's 8. It's the oct, right? No, octagon.
Yes, which is an 8-sided shape.
So the C then, we call the C the 1.
Isn't that the root chord?
Yes, it's the root. The C is in the C. Yes, the okay.
We have editing.
Let's start that again. All right. So in the C scale, the C would be the 1.
Or the root chord, right?
Or the root note.
Right.
Yes.
Note.
Or the tonic. All just words we use for the 1, the foundation of the scale or the chord. The D would be the 2. The E would be the 3.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And then now you're back to
8.
C again, and that's 8.
And then it's an octave higher, so like an octave higher 8.
Yes, exactly. So when we're talking about a triad, a basic chord, 3 notes, that would be the 1, and then we're talking about the major chord here. We're talking about C major. And C major is the 1, C, the 3, E, and the 5, which is G. Right? C, E, G. And if we look down here, if we stack them up, then it looks like this. C, E, G, C, E, G. 1, 3, 5, right?
Yeah.
So one way of looking at it is it's C, E, G. Another is 1, 3, 5. Another is it starts on 1 and then it's the odd numbers. and they stack up. Do you know any other names or a way of describing this chord or these notes?
Well, like, la la la.
La la la. What about names? How about, let's see, get this down. How about do?
Do. Oh, do, re, mi. Do, mi, and then so.
That's right.
Do, mi, so. Do, mi, so.
Nice. All right. So this is all just ways of describing the C major chord, right? It can be the one chord. It can be the tonic chord. It can be C major.
It can be the root chord.
It can be the root chord. C in the C scale can be C. It can be the one. It can be the root. It can be the tonic. It can be do. It's so many ways of describing the same thing. But this is what it looks like, and this is what it comes from. Let's see how it sounds. All right, so to play the C chord, to start off with, what's one way we could do it without using any frets or any hands?
Well, we could do the G, C, and E.
Right, and then you just not play that first string. And the first string is on the bottom, just like floors of a building, right? So we could play just the top three strings and use that A string as a stopper.
Yeah.
And if we're talking about the la 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 version of it, then we would la la la, we'd be la la la, C, root, tonic, the one, do, mi, do, mi. And then I'm going to have to fret, or I can do it here. You have a high G. I have a low G. So I want to go up. So we're keeping an order of that. So we're going to go do, mi, so, mi, do, right? So that is the C major chord. And it's just the top three strings. What if you want to play the fourth string and you still just want to stay in a basic C major? Can we do that?
Well, I'm pretty sure I've heard of playing the C on the A string.
The C on the A string. So we can change the strings, we can change the note that's on the string by using the frets. And the fret wires actually just take this end piece and move it down the fretboard, making it shorter. So the string becomes shorter, the note becomes higher in pitch. So we can take that A and we can go onto the third finger on the third fret
First string.
of the A string, number one string. And now we have two C's that are, as we showed, so we have the 1 and the 8, the octave.
Yeah. 1, 8.
What's going on there?
Oh, oops.
There we go, third finger on the third fret. So if we have our third finger on our third fret of the A string, then we have two C's, an E, and one G. Right?
Yeah, and can't you make an E on the A string too?
We can, but let's stick with this for now. What we're doing right now is just, this is the most common voicing of the C on a ukulele, which is that third finger on there, these three open, and you have two C's, that's G and an E, and you can just play this all day. In fact, you can sing whole songs just playing one chord, right?
Like Giant Man in London Town.
Like Giant Man in London Town by the director of Groundwork, Neil Casanoff. We want to play Giant Man in London Town?
Okay.
A Giant Man in London Town using just the C chord. 1, 2, 3, 4.
A giant man in London Town.
A giant man in London Town.
A gust of wind did blow him down.
A gust of wind did blow him down.
Far away the wind did take.
Far away the wind did take.
The giant to another place.
The giant to another place.
Sail the ships now off the sea.
Sail the ships now off the sea.
Leave the land and follow me.
Leave the land and follow me.
Away
The giant once again. We'll play our ukuleles in.
Play our ukuleles in.
Away, away, away.
Hey, away, away, away.
Away, 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 away. Away, away, away. Away, away, away. Away, 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 away. Fun.
Yeah.
So how about row, row, row your boat?
Alright, let's do it.
All right. You want to do the ostinato or the chord?
Ostinato.
Okay. You can start it. I'll come in with a chord and then we'll... Row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the
Row
stream.
your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life without a dream.
Farah Jacques, Brother John. I'm switching to English. Brother John.
Good.
Morning bells are ringing. Morning bells are ringing. Ding, ding, dong. Ding, ding, dong. We've covered a lot. We covered the theory behind the C major scale and the C major chord. We've covered different names, ways you can describe the chord and the notes.
And the notes.
Yeah.
We've covered Do, Mi, Sol.
That's one way to describe the C, E, and G.
Or the 1, 3, and 5.
We learned how the most common way to play is 4 strings with the C duplicated. And then the easiest way to play, where you just play the top 3 strings open.
Wait, I didn't know that was... Wait, there's an easier way. I'm pretty sure there's a chord called the C6, which is all of the open strings.
Okay. Yes, and actually, she's right. The C6 is the easiest C chord to play on the ukulele. In fact, it's the easiest chord at all to play on the ukulele because it is just all of the open strings.
Yeah.
Yeah. We hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial. There are other tutorials on groundwork from us.
Yeah.
And also from other instructors that are full of great content. So I hope that you will stay tuned. If you aren't subscribed to the Groundwork channel and would like to know when new content is posted, by all means subscribe, and then you'll get little notices when content is posted.
Yeah.
Speaking of content, we have a monthly live stream every third Sunday, and
Of every month,
and it is at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time. And if you can't make the live streams, then the recordings will be on there also. So we're actually doing one tomorrow, which is what we're going to work on next.
Yeah. And also, I know that nobody's going to watch this today, but happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth. This is June 19th, 2021
Yeah.
that we're recording this. So I hope that you're having a good day wherever you are right now.
Yeah, so all I have to say right now is to be continued.
Extended chords, to be continued.
To be continued. That's a wrap.